Good morning, friends. Welcome to another session of Python at Scripting Gurukul. Today we will learn about loop. Loop structure in Python is actually help you to execute a piece of code or a suite repeatedly. So if you want to repeat your code execution, let's say on n number of times, then you use loop structure in Python. So let me quickly go to our Linux instance. Let's go and edit this file. So as I said, very first statement should be the executable path. I'm going to use Python. So first we are going to learn about while loop. So in Python we have two types of loop structure. One is while loop, another is for loop. So first we will see how a while loop works. So as I said, loop is a structure which actually tells the Python interpreter to execute a code n number of times. You can see we must need one variable which actually helps us to create those numbers, means the count. So let's, for the sake of understanding, we call this variable as count. So if we say count is equals to 1, and when we say while count, and then we give a condition, so while. So there is a little modification because otherwise it will only work when the value reaches to 10. So I'm also printing the love you Python when it is less than 10. So let's make this file executable. Let's execute it. So as you can see, the love you Python has been written 10 times. Now let's edit the file once again. Look at the for loop. So I'm just commenting the print so that you don't see the love you Python code. For loop is another type of a loop structure available in Python. For loop is generally used when you have a sequence of elements available. Type in another languages as well, which is called an array. So array generally stores the sequence of similar data types. In the similar way, the Python has a data type called list. So list is one data type which actually stores other data types. So like a list of integer will store integers in a sequence. So there is one function which I'm going to introduce is, so here range is a function which actually helps you to generate a list of numbers, a list of integers. So now for loop we can use to iterate in this sequence. So we could say for item in range this time I'm only going to print the item and let's see what happens. So if you see, the range helped us to create a sequence from 1 to 10, and the for loop actually helps us to print those elements or those items inside that sequence. So 1, 2, 3, 4 until 9 is actually got printed. Now instead of printing an item, you could print anything or probably perform any action. So you could do the same thing. Now see, The love you Python has been printed 9 times. So I'm going to show you another type of a list which actually stores the strings. So call it as my objects and says file process. Here also we can use the for loop. So for item in my objects, you could say print item. See, now I'm going to show you how to use break and continue statement. You will need these statements very often when you actually use the loop structures. So here if you see I took a number from 1 to 11, and for each item in my numbers what I'm doing is I'm simply printing the item. I'm using one condition: if the item is equals to 6, then continue. So means what? If the item's value is 6, it will not print, rather it moves to the next iteration, which is number 7. And then I'm asking it to print WHATSUP Python. So basically what would happen is the moment it reaches the 6, rather than printing WHATSUP Python, it will move to the 7th iteration. And the next condition is if the item is equals to 10, the moment you will see the 10th iteration is going on, it will simply break and come out of the loop. So here is the condition. What is happening is, suppose that you are writing a loop and at some point in time you do not want to execute a particular iteration, you could use the continue statement. Or in some cases where you want to just break and come out of the loop on a particular iteration, then you could simply use the break statement at this and come out. Let me just show you how it actually gets executed. So when I execute this, see what is happening is 1 and then the WhatsApp Python, and the moment it reaches to the 6th iteration, rather than printing the next, it actually moved on to the next iteration, which is the 7th iteration. And that's the reason you did not see the WhatsApp Python for number 6. Now the number 10, the moment it reaches number 10, it did not move to the 11th iteration. Instead it actually came out of the loop. So this is all for today. Thank you so much for your time. See you to the next video. Please keep on subscribing, liking and following our channel.